8:27, rats being blamed for ruining a set of traffic lights at, a very busy junction, the Buckburn Crossroads, the A24 near Southwater, making the lights unusable. In fact, they failed again once again last night.
No lights on, and then, people kind of trying to filter across, and the funny thing was people from the A24 weren't slowing down at all, just completely shooting straight across.
Nasty. West Sussex County Council are replacing the lights. It'll take 11 weeks until it's finished. Earlier, electrician Dennis Benici from Eastbourne said this is all very common.
They do get electrocuted, and we do occasionally find that you'll find a dead vermin, perhaps like at a Nord cable, where it has actually touched the copper wiring, and another part of its cell has touched another metal object, and of course it gets electrocuted, and the carcass just lays there and dries out. But it's in almost every home that we've come across where there's a breakdown in the electrical circuits. Is usually vermin that's involved.
Andrew on our Facebook site says he works for a big company in Sussex, and he says, I see rodent damage all the time. They just love chewing through the wires. This one from Janice says, on separate occasions, squirrels have gnawed through my telephone cable. Even worse, they got into the loft and gnawed through an electricity cable, causing a short. Fortunately, the circuit breaker switched the electricity off. The electrician had to replace the cable. So this sort of thing goes on all the time. Paul Bates is Managing Director of Cleankill Pest Control in Seaford. Hello, Paul.
Morning, Neil.
So here's some traffic lights next to a fast food restaurant. Could the two be connected?
It could be connected, but those particular traffic lights, you're surrounded by fields on all sides. There's undergrowth, there's hedgerows all the way around. And, unfortunately, people do throw burgers into hedgerows, the bits that they don't want to eat, and that will attract the rats, unfortunately.
Right, okay. Now, how do they get into where the cables are for traffic lights? You'd have thought that's all buried underground. It would be very, very difficult for a rat to get anywhere near that.
Somewhere like that, you'll have all the main services going into the petrol station, into the burger restaurant, and they often run through big channels. If there's any break in the sewers, for instance, and then there's the buildings made of breeze block construction where there's gaps, they can get into the tubing that carries the wires to the traffic lights.
Right, and what's in it for the rat then? Why on earth do they want to chew through the wires of a it can't be very nutritious.
It's not nutrition at all. And you said just now that somebody had a problem with squirrels chewing through cables. And squirrels, rats, mice, hamsters, they're all rodents, and the word rodent is Latin for it's to gnaw. And because their incisor teeth are always growing, they need to gnaw to grind those teeth down. Rats will be able to go through lead piping quite easily with the power of their jaws. Yeah.
Wow, they're credible little things, and presumably some of them die when they sort of get through electricity cables. That's the end of them, isn't it?
It is actually quite an effective method of pest control, but it's not something you necessarily want.
It's quite taking them out one by one is quite an expensive way of doing it.
One by one, and sets of traffic lights.
Well, it keeps you in business though, Paul, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Okay, 8:30 at BBC Sussex. Paul Bates there from Cleankill Pest Control in Seaford.